So hey guys, it's me, 80s from 4. Today, guys, we're going to talk about Frank Kessie at Barcelona. Of course, I have a special guest with me that will help me discuss about Kessie at Barcelona. And of course, he is a United and Milan fan, I believe, and the fan is Yash. So take it away, Yash.
Yeah, what's up, man? Frank Kessie, this guy's a great player. I've watched him for like a few years now. It's just he's such an interesting player because I think he's probably one of my favorite midfielders. It's not my favorite midfielder. He's so versatile. And, he's everything you want in a player. He can play the CDM position. He can play up. He can play pretty much everywhere in the midfield. He's very good defensively as well. Just over the years, I've had so much fun watching him. He's a leader. And winning that title with AC Milan this season, I really enjoyed watching him. And he's just a winner. He's determined. He's just a born winner. Barca's getting a great player with him in him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him taking that step up. To La Liga. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting because obviously Kessie was a very instrumental player for AC Milan to win the Scudetto. And it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to fit in Barcelona because right now the midfield we have is follows, or at least it's a starting midfield. We have obviously Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri. Now, obviously, as you guys know, there's been a lot of De Jong rumors, and his future is a bit uncertain right here. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption that he is going to stay because obviously we have nothing confirmed yet. And it's going to be interesting because how is Kessie going to fit in the team? Where is he going to be playing the team? Because obviously, I think he would want to be a starter here in the team. And right now, there's no spot for him in the first team, at least. Assuming that De Jong stays.
Yeah. Yeah. Normally in AC Milan, he played in a pivot next to Sandro Tonali, mainly this season. So what do you guys play a pivot? I forget.
We don't really do pivots. We do like the
Okay.
4-3-3. Like the two
Oh yeah.
midfielders, the one CM.
Yeah. See, I think you probably play him as more like a CDM, but I don't know if he gets in over Busquets or De Jong. But yeah, I could see him playing like a CDM, if not a box to box midfielder for sure, because as I said earlier, he can play multiple spots in the in the midfield. He's very good defensively, and you can use him as a 10 as well sometimes. So in your system, I don't know. I'd probably see him playing more of a defensive role in the midfield, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's interesting because I feel like it's as though that if De Jong is to be sold, he could probably be the replacement for him because as good as Gavi is, I don't think Gavi's 17. You can't really. I don't think we can have him as a regular starter. He needs to have some rest. So maybe if Kessie maybe De Jong gets sold, Kessie can play in the box to box position.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, Gavi's still young. You have to wait for that, but De Jong. I think he'd be a great replacement for De Jong if De Jong is to go. With his future uncertain, but I think he'd be. I really like to see him next to Busquets because he played next to like Sandro Tonali this season, and I like that. I would like to see him next to Busquets. That would be a really interesting pair, and that kind of more box to box, I guess, because you play a 4-3-3 more. So yeah.
Yeah, and I believe this will be. I think this will be Busquets' last season. This coming season will be his last season for Barca because I think he's gonna retire after next season. That's what I heard at least. And so it'll be good because obviously we don't really have any other CDMs of the club. Other than Busquets, there's no one else that's really. But there's no one else naturally gifted in that position. We have Nico Gonzalez that could technically play there, although I don't really. He's too young. Obviously, you can't really have him as a he's back up, and then obviously De Jong could also play, but I don't really think De Jong is at his best as a CDM. I feel like he's better as a CM. And then those are really the three players that could play in the CDM position. No one else really can. So, obviously, as you said, Kessie can play as a backup. So I think the reason why Barcelona got him is mainly for the fact that he can play as a CDM and can play as a center mid. He's gifted in both positions and he's versatile, which is something that a lot of our players at Barcelona are really versatile. It's always nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always nice to happen. I think this is a good move for Barca as well, not just for this season but also for the future. Like you said, with Busquets retiring, next year he'll probably be utilized a lot more, I'd assume. And then I think Kessie he's not I think he's like 26, 27. I'm not exactly sure, but I know he's a little younger. He's a great it's gonna be a great like long term signing as well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, him coming in free as well. It's a really good transfer business as well. So we're not really losing too much or, that kind of thing. Obviously, we still have the wages to take into account, but obviously with no transfer fee, it's very, very convenient. And so as I said, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how Kessie will start. So, how do you think do you think that this is I want to look from the Milan perspective. Do you because we haven't really discussed about them. I just want to give you a brief thoughts. Do you think it's a big loss from AC Milan, or do you think they'll be able to move on from past him?
Yeah, so I think this is a big loss for AC Milan. He's a captain material type player. He's a leader on the field, even though he's only like 25, 26, he's still a leader. But Milan have been linked to. I think they're about to get this deal done. They're about to get Renato Sanchez. So I don't know how well he's gonna replace him, but I'm hoping Renato Sanchez can really do the Kessie role pretty well. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a big loss because this was probably one of our best players in this title run. And even like last season, he just has so much. Like his mentality is just. I love his mentality, and it's gonna be a hard player to replace. But I'm hoping with bringing in Renato Sanchez, who's still a young player. He was really good in the Euros, like in 2016. So yeah, I'm hoping Renato Sanchez can really replace that role and do that role well.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a big loss, and obviously, it'll be interesting to see. Although I do think Milan will be able to eventually replace him at some point. And obviously, Renan Sanchez, we know how quality he is for Portugal and for Lille, respectively, and so it'll be a good replacement for their perspective. And obviously, Milan are trying to rebuild. Obviously trying to get back to the glory days, and trying to win the Champions League.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Serie A next year. I'm really looking forward to that. Just Milan season in general. Can they repeat? It's going to be difficult, but and then I'm really excited to see how we can perform in the Champions League. That's the real test this year because we didn't get to the group stage last year. So yeah, I think the Champions League is really an important thing this season for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree because like last season was kind of disappointing. Although I don't think there should be it should. I mean, you guys were in a very tough group. I think you had like Liverpool, Porto, and Atletico Madrid, and it was very, very difficult. So, this time
Yeah.
around, obviously you guys made part one. You guys should theoretically get a significantly easier group.
Yeah. This year, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, getting back to Barcelona, as I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how Kessie does for Barcelona because obviously there's been a lot of mixed signs. I would say like I feel like there's been a lot of fans have been happy with the signing. A lot of fans have also been disappointed. So I don't really know how people are going to be approaching this. Obviously, I personally am happy with the signing because, it's always good to have another player, especially in a free. Although I don't know if this is like, because for me personally, the big issue with Kessie is that it all depends on De Jong, in my opinion. Because if De Jong does stay, I don't know how he's going to play in the team because, Pedri's been incredible. Busquets has been incredible. And I just don't really think that, I just don't really feel like Kessie De Jong will play in this together. Like, I feel like one of them is going to start, one of them is going to have to sit the bench, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. That's two quality players right there. So yeah, I mean, if De Jong does stay, I mean, I guess you'd have to kind of like rotate them, but I don't know. I guess De Jong you could say is more quality, but um, yeah, I don't know. With all the speculation going on, we'll see what happens. I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I know you're also a United fan. You could give your quick thoughts on the whole De Jong thing. Do you think the deal's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
I really just don't even know what to think right now about this because I see all the other clubs getting deals done right now. And we've just been sitting on this De Jong deal for a few weeks now, and I don't know if I see it really getting done. We really have to act quick if we want it to get done. I think Manchester United has showed like they aren't great at getting transfers in over the past few years. I'd say so. Yeah, I don't know. I really want this deal to get done. If we get this deal done, we get a potential world class midfielder, and that would be great. But yeah, I don't know if I see it happening. I'm really in the middle right now. But yeah, I'd love it to happen.
Yeah, obviously, as we speak right now, there's a meeting going on in Barcelona. You guys can see on YouTube, I believe. They're actually doing a meeting right now. With all the associates are voting, and all that. Obviously, we'll look. I'll see the results later. But they're right now the Barcelona financially is gonna be interesting because for me, it all seems like it seems like if you guys are gonna get De Jong, you guys are gonna have to pay a hefty amount of money because obviously I think Barca rejected a 60 million bid from you guys. So if you guys do want to get him, you guys are gonna have to probably pay 80 to 100 million.
Yeah, it's quite a bit for a quality player though. But yeah, Yeah, I saw we put in a 60 million bid, but yeah, De Jong is worth way more than that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, that thing. And one of my biggest criticism with Frankie De Jong is that I just don't really feel like he's really been consistent for Barcelona throughout the season. He's had some glimpses of good games, but I don't really feel like he's been like very consistent. You know, I feel like Pedri and Busquets have been more consistent than him. Even Gavi, I would even go as far as say, and that's really my big criticism is that that's why I'm kind of open to the idea of letting him go, but only like obviously I want to get a huge amount of money back, you know, obviously to get, you know, because we paid so much, so it'd be nice to get him to get a huge coup of money. And so, you know, from your obviously, you know, as a Milan fan, would you say Kessie's been really consistent in every single like? Would you say Kessie's been consistent most of the games, or he's only shown glimpses like some games?
Yeah. Frank Kessie, I think, is Milan's most consistent player since last year. I think he. I don't know about this year, but I think he's probably like a top two most consistent player in the squad. We have a young squad, so there's going to be inconsistency, and Frank Kessie himself being pretty young, he's just not inconsistent at all. He's probably one of the most consistent players in the squad, and that's just another reason why I love Frank Kessie so much.
Yeah, that's good to know because obviously, you know, obviously I don't really have the time to watch Milan like that, so obviously you do. So I wanted to hear your thoughts because you know it's hard to really discuss about someone you don't really need. So that's why I have you on here, and it's good to have you here. So I guess we should give our final remarks real quick. For me personally, as I said, I think Kessie will be a good player here. Personally, I don't really know what position he's gonna be playing on the team. I presume that we're gonna be playing more as a CDM replacement. I feel like that's the whole idea is that he's gonna be the backup for Busquets, and that obviously if Busquets is like injured or like we need to rest him, he'll probably be the backup. He may occasionally plays the center mid, you know, obviously if Pedri needs rest and that kind of thing. So I don't really feel like there's gonna be any fixed positions for him. I feel like he'll just play whatever position he needs to, and I see him more of a backup role than a starter role. To be honest with you, that's kind of like the thing for me personally.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Frank Kessie, take that step to one of the bigger clubs in the world. AC Milan's big, but this is like best of the best. And I'm really excited to see how he can do in La Liga. Help out that Barca team. They help them take that step closer to I guess the league title or something. But yeah, I'm really excited. He's been one of my probably favorite players in the world for the past few years, and just yeah, like you said, he can play multiple different positions, so he can play wherever when wherever the club needs him to. So yeah, I'm really excited to see him in La Liga.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he does because obviously, you know, with all due respect, La Liga is a completely superior league to Serie A, you know, and so
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's gonna you know the gap in quality is gonna be huge, and obviously, it'll be interesting to see how he adapts here, you know, and everything like that. So like I said, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how he does. Hopefully, he can do well here at Barcelona, and you know, let's see how Milan do. I obviously hope Milan do well too because you know, as a Barca fan, you know, I always have a soft spot for Milan. I think many of us fans actually have a soft spot for them. You know, unless you're like an Inter Juve fan, I don't really see any reason why you would dislike Milan. You know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so you know, as I said, I hope you guys do well and you know, defend the league title. That'd be awesome if you guys could do it.
yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and just we need to do well in the Champions League too. I guess try and get to the group stage, maybe make a little run, but
You mean the
that
round of
would be
16?
yeah, yeah. Sorry, round of 16. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
meant. Knockout stage. Yeah,
Yeah. We also need to do that too because we both of our clubs I realized failed to do that.
yeah. True. Yeah,
So yeah, maybe who knows? Maybe there might be a meeting between Barcelona and Milan because I think Milan, you guys are
hopefully.
part one. So yeah, we could actually face you guys in the group stage of the Champions League. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty cool, crazy.
that would be a cool match. Yeah, Kessie versus his former team. Yeah, that would be a good one
Yeah,
for sure.
it'd be like a nostalgia match, you know, of the old
Yeah,
days. You know, and who knows? Maybe in the round of 60 we can meet. Obviously, we have to assume that both of us are going to progress, but yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, guys. Comment down below what do you guys think how Kessie's gonna be for Barcelona. I think he's gonna be a good player. I don't know how amazing he's gonna be because it's gonna be hard to say. But I will say this though, I think he'll be a good player. I don't know if he'll be like an incredible success, but I think he'll be a good player for us. And who knows, maybe even be like a legend here, you know, and become one of the best. Because like I said, I do feel though that this might be the long term replacement you have for Busquets in mind. I think this might be the long term replacement. So let's hope he does well, man. And so, yeah, you have any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, like I said earlier, yeah, just really interested to see Kessie, take a step, this new journey in his career, and yeah, hopefully he plays really well, man. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm excited for Barcelona as well, getting a player like this.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So thank you, Yash, for coming on here, giving your thoughts. And so that's pretty much it for
Yeah,
today, guys.
man.
Hope you guys did enjoy. Comment down below your thoughts on this signing as well. I'd like to be if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.